Yeah.
Can you hear this?
What is happening?
What? Can you guys hear this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, yourself?
I like it.
Get that boost.
Yeah.
Who's moderating? Let's do it.
Paul.
I am moderating. Are we ready to start? Officially start?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
This is official.
I guess it. I guess so. Well, welcome everybody to the very first 5 Iron Frenzy Hangout. I figure we can get started by everyone just introducing themselves. So I guess what we'll do is we'll go left to right. That'd make the most sense to me. So Brandon, you want to get us started off? Tell us a little about yourself, where you're from, what you do.
I'm Brandon Rosenberg. I'm in southern Idaho, Twin Falls. This picture on my lap is my dog Riley. I commute up to Hilly, Idaho, great skiing every day to work a night for car engineers.
What?
Sounds a little cutting out. Yeah,
It sounds a little off. Can you tell us where you work again?
I work for an electrical engineering company.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Awesome. What's the name of your dog?
My dog's name is Riley.
Really? Sweet. All right, Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I live in Odenville, Alabama. I'm a graphic designer and a cartoonist. And my dogs are here too, somewhere.
Sweet.
Hi, Chris.
Hi,
I
Chris.
think I see his tail swinging around behind you. Either that or you have a tail.
That's what,
Yeah, sure. Now, Chris, you did some art that the band used, didn't they?
yeah, a little bit. The zombie robot thing was just kind of a fluke because I just drew it because I didn't know the band was coming back that day. I just knew there was a countdown, and so I drew it and posted it up on their page. And then Scott, I think, emailed me and said, "Hey, can we use that?" I was like, "Sure." So, and I've done a few stickers and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
perfect for just the theme of Dark and Stormy Night and everything. It's kind of funny how it worked out without any planning.
That's our goal from now on, is no planning.
No planning.
I think it will just happen.
I like that plan.
All right.
Who's next?
Next.
So, Crystal.
Hi everybody, I'm Crystal. I'm in Upland, California, so just like an hour south of LA, and I work in the education field.
Isn't that also called San Diego?
That's like another 45 minutes other
Okay.
direction.
He said north.
Oh, you say north or south?
South.
Oh.
Aha!
Like a real 45 minutes or like California 45?
Depends on the day.
Yeah.
Everything in California is 45 minutes away.
Pretty much.
Everything in LA.
Are you a teacher?
I work for an apartment association, so I do training in fair housing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right.
We're 5'8", 5'8", a 5 iron.
Nice to meet you, 5 Iron.
Hi.
You can math.
Y'all actually do anything, or you just pretend to play music all the time?
It's all tracks.
Yeah. There's another band that actually plays the song, and we're just like, you know,
We're the good
we're the good looking, you know, guys they put in front of the camera.
Y'all are the Millie Vanilli.
Yes. All right, Catherine. I think is your microphone still not working? So Catherine won't be able to talk with us, but there is a chat feature. If you, it's over on the left-hand side. It's the very top.
Here we go.
Hey,
Hey.
Feedback.
Tell you a little bit
I'm from North Texas.
Everybody say it together.
I'm gonna say
So we're glad to have you. Sorry we didn't get your microphone working, but I'll keep the chat window open. I'll be looking to see if you're trying to say something. I can be your voice.
Transcribe everything we're saying, Paul.
What? Yes, I'm transcribing it all. Right? No, we are recording this though, so I don't have to transcribe it. Kevin.
My name's Kevin. I'm in Manhattan, somehow displaced here from California, and I'm some sort of a classical musician. So.
Wow.
Cool. What do you do that's classical?
I'm a saxophone player, and I make weird noises and tell people it's music.
It's kind of abstract music.
Is it like avant-garde or something?
Yeah, pretty avant-garde.
That's awesome.
Cool.
That's what we are.
Look how much we have in common. I'm a saxophone player too, and I love you.
Are you like the up-and-coming John Zorn of saxophone?
We'll go with that, yeah. That would be nice. That would be very nice.
Avant-garde stuff, man. I love avant-garde. Everyone else like, huh? What?
I got it. That's,
Pretty much.
Yeah, I get it.
As long as you got it.
Cool. All right. Well, Leslie, tell us about yourself.
Hey, I'm Leslie. I'm in the middle of nowhere in Washington State. I think I'm about the only fan left here that I know of. And I work for a Native American tribe, Fish and Wildlife Department, doing data entry mostly. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Now, are you Native American by blood at all?
Not at all. But I still get Native American Day off.
Nice.
You left out the most important thing that you do.
What was that?
You make 5 Iron Frenzy dolls.
Voodoo dolls.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Do y'all have any here?
Yeah, there's one in the basement.
Yeah.
I'll go get mine.
In the
I'll go
basement.
get mine.
Well, that's where we practice.
I think my daughter has mine.
My son has mine.
Mine's kept a plastic bag for safety.
Where's mine?
Yes.
The
I feel
You
like
haven't asked for one yet. Okay, I'll put you next on the list. I wait for people to ask for them so it's not creepy. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, someone in the FrenzyCon group said that someone needed to make a Micah doll. Yes, there it is. So we could play Where Did Micah Go? And go look for the Micah plushie. So I took the challenge and made the Micah plushie, and then from there I started making the other members of the band.
So who all has one at this point? Who has a Leslie doll?
Andy, Scott, Leonore, and Micah, right? Yeah.
Sorry, Brad.
Hey, Paul, introduce yourself.
Okay. So my name is Paul, and I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I work for a publishing company called Lifeway. We publish books, Bibles, and Bible studies. It's a Christian publisher. And I guess that's it. I don't know. I was asked to moderate tonight, so that's why. And Rachel.
Hi guys, my name is Rachel. I live in Narberth, Pennsylvania, right outside of Philly, 2 minutes away. And I'm a writer. I also teach writing, and I have my own jewelry business.
Did you make your earrings?
What are these? No, I didn't make these.
Oh.
Where is it? Oh, sorry.
What? Huh? What? Where is that in relation to Philly?
It's west of Philly, but I'm only, like, I could drive into Philly across the city limits in 5 minutes. I'm really close.
Do He used to live in Philadelphia, right?
I grew up in Ridley.
Okay. Yeah. It's Narberth is on the main line. It's near like Villanova, and there are a lot of other big schools here. Swarthmore.
I like lamp.
What? My lamp? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
My cat recently knocked it over, but it's still standing.
Yeah.
Miraculously.
Yeah. Sorry.
You won't interrupt anymore. Sorry, Paul.
What?
Just talk over Micah.
Oh, funny. It's hard to do. He's, Micah's so talkative all the time. But, well, we asked everyone to come up with a question that they'd like to ask the band. Brandon, if you want to get us started, we'll do the left and right order again.
Oh, good. Lucky me. So my question, I guess, is what type of suggestions do you like most in acting from your fans? So there's like everything from the punk rock prom to suggestions for titles of items.
I like hearing suggestions for album titles. That's all.
That was pretty fun. We don't use them, but it's fun.
What was your favorite suggestion for album title?
The end is over here.
We don't even quit good?
Yeah,
we can't even quit good. That was a good one.
I think we also like, kind of like what Chris did, a lot of fans post different wallpapers or visuals, and we use a lot of that. It's really cool because people are more creative than we are.
Yeah, it did, and it's not like there's any sort of contest going on. They just put it up and we're like, wow, that's cool. And then we don't tell you, and we just rip you off. And then we drew it.
What?
We made it.
It was a stick contest.
All right. Well, Chris, did you have a question for the band?
Do you guys have an ETA for when the album will be released? How close to
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of hoping for spring. That might be coming optimistic right now.
It's okay.
It's mostly recorded. There are about, I think, 6 songs to do lead vocals, and then with the remaining backing vocals, and then mixing and mastering. The songs that Reese has recorded vocals on are being mixed now, but yeah, it's hard to say exactly when it'll totally be finished. But yeah, hopefully late spring, early summer.
We just got the first draft of a mix for the first song.
That's what you heard earlier.
Yeah.
Which we're kicking around in our cars just right now. So far, I'm digging it a lot. Sounds really good.
Sounds awesome.
We all get to make suggestions, and Micah suggested something, and then later realized that he had bottle caps loose in his sound system.
Yeah, so they're like, there was the kick drum would sound distorted and kind of weird and whatever, and I was like, man, you just need to turn that down because it just sounds bad. And then I cleaned my car and made the difference. So Jeremy, the producer of the record, he's real spacey with sound effects and stuff. So this will probably be our spaciest record.
Spaciest record. I like that.
Brave
Anyway, like Doctor Who.
He's like far out.
Chris, do you want to talk about what is it, Elf Bar?
Elk War?
Yeah.
I didn't come here to pimp my stuff.
I know. I'll promote it. Are you selling it now?
It's not available anywhere but through me or Taylor Mosby, the writer. It's a kid's book I drew. We did a Kickstarter for it, just like you guys did, which was successfully funded last March. And it's about a little penguin who is different from his other buddies, or he has no buddies. That's all about that. Here, I'll give you a link in the chat where you can buy it.
cool.
Tyler.
I see a guy over there.
Hi,
Hey,
Tyler.
Tyler, welcome to the Hangout.
Hello.
Hi.
What's up? Sorry about that.
That's
Okay.
cool. We're glad you're here. Let's put the questions on pause so Tyler can introduce himself to everybody.
Hi, I'm Tyler. 22 years old. I live near Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's weird.
We hear ourselves.
Hang on, let me grab some headphones. I'll be right back. 2 minutes.
Okay. We'll keep on going.
That's so weird.
Is Crystal. I'm gonna move you. Okay. That was really annoying. That was terrible. Don't do that again. I'm the moderator. I can tell you to do things even though you're the...
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. Crystal, did you have a question for the band?
I didn't plan one, but I'm curious to know, where are you guys right now?
Mike's house.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Very well done.
There you go.
Look at this.
Oh, here's
A relic.
Whoa, it's a relic. Long past.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty sweet looking.
Yeah, you know?
Show us how you play it.
It goes like that.
Leftovers from your medal day, no doubt.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mike is still metal.
Always.
Oh,
Played that well
yeah,
into 5 iron days, didn't you?
What's that?
You played that well into 5 iron.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That was
Tyler.
actually- That's actually flower something.
You'll have to unmute yourself. We were getting a lot of feedback that the band was taking advantage of. It was kind of annoying.
Thanks, Paul.
How cute.
All right, so tell us about yourself. Where are you from, Tyler?
I'm from Des Moines, Iowa. Well, near Des Moines, Iowa.
Are you 23?
Am I what?
Where exactly?
Ankeny. Ankeny.
Okay, I don't know Ankeny, but my wife has a lot of family in Pella, and
Oh, yeah, okay. I know some people from there. I'm 22. I work at GameStop and Kohl's. I'm high functioning autistic, but I don't let it hold me down. That's about it.
So if you work at GameStop, this is probably not important to anyone else, but you get a discount on video games.
Huh? Oh, I wish.
No, it's too bad.
Tell you what, you pay me, and I'll get the games for you.
Oh. Doesn't sound like a very good deal for me.
No, I'm kidding.
This is being recorded, so you know.
I know. I'm kidding.
So we were taking turns asking the band a question. We've been going left to right. Crystal just asked hers, which was, where is the band right now? They're in Micah's house. And so that brings us to Catherine, unless the band wants to ask themselves a question. That might be a little awkward. But if you, it's in the chat. I'll read it for you. In some of your songs, such as "It Was a Dark and Stormy Night," and in "That's How the Story Ends," you guys use some pretty famous literary references. Is that something you try to weave into your music purposefully, or is it just something that naturally evolved with the music? What came first for you guys, the quotes or the songs?
I think we're not very creative and we're not very good. So we just plagiarize a lot. Just steal. Like, this is way past the statute of the limitations. We can totally use this and not get in trouble.
Reese is Yeah, he reads a lot, and he likes to include different.
Look,
He does. Sorry. Okay. No, he wants to. Yeah, he likes to draw in from a lot of different white male influences. So.
What? What is that?
Name an author that isn't. Name an author that isn't that he
Just
refers
white
to.
males.
That's what I will say.
All right.
Thank you, Sylvia Plath.
Do you guys need to go to counseling about this?
Yes. Let's.
Now, some of your songs, besides the literary references, some of them have kind of a Latin feel to them. A few of them. Is that, at least some of the ones I'm thinking of, does that come from the Ortegas, or where does that come from?
Did you write any of those?
I wrote
There's-
what's the one that we had the guy from Santana?
Solidarity?
Solidarity.
I wrote Solidarity.
Yeah. And also Hurricane.
Airplane.
Hurricanes, yeah.
Yeah, but we have Fistful of Sand, and that sounds almost Arabic, and I don't know who
I think
wrote
you
that.
wrote that.
I wrote that one.
And then Dennis, didn't Dennis do, or did you do Beautiful America?
That was Dennis.
It was Dennis, okay. So yeah, we're all sort of Mexican.
When you live that far west and that close to Mexico, yeah. Well, Kevin, what's your question for the band?
Yeah, I spent a long time working on this question, so be ready. If you had to eat the same sandwich every day for the rest of your life, what would you put on the sandwich?
Never had a sushi sandwich, but
You just open it up and eat it.
Sounds kind of gross.
That's kind of how I'd roll too. I think I'd try to do a pizza and then a bottle of beer.
I'm gonna try that.
Glass.
We'll call that an open face sandwich, right?
Yeah.
We have a place here called Snarfs. If you ever come, and they have really soft bread, but it's also kind of crunchy, and like artichokes and pesto, and yeah, all kinds of delish in it. Mozzarella. So delish is a noun.
It's a noun? Now they're not.
Delish is delish is a noun. I would eat delish. No.
He just
I-
no,
no, I would-
right?
I would
So there's
choose
all
delish.
sorts of delish in it.
Delish is a noun, and I would choose delish. What about you, Tyler? Tyler, what would you like? Kevin, Crystal, sandwiches?
Cheetos and whipped cream.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's hardcore, man.
Maybe some gummy bears in there, some barbecue sauce, you know.
Oh, this is gonna be so weird.
Well, Kevin asked the question, what's your sandwich?
I knew that was gonna come back at me, and I wasn't gonna have a good answer.
Question?
I don't know. I do have to say, I like Micah's idea. I want the pizza beer sandwich. That's kind of at the top of the list right now.
How about like a sandwich with everything from the refrigerator, and then you can just take out stuff you don't want on
Refrigerator sandwich.
You don't want things from my refrigerator.
Whatever it is, there's got to be bacon on it.
Is everything expired in your refrigerator? Is that why?
Yeah, pretty much. I haven't looked yet, but I'm pretty sure.
Like, is it growing mold and making noises?
Container at the back
It might be.
of the refrigerator, you don't even know what it is anymore. It's from like Thanksgiving, like 2 years ago.
You ever try it just to see what it is? Like maybe it passed the rotten level and it's now a new food.
It's now
Blue cheese.
Yeah, no.
It's all microbiotic food now.
It might be never to eat at the Ortega house.
Who did you name Merle?
I think she's talking about the food.
We named Ham
Ham.
Earl.
Name the ham roll too.
That's what we're talking about.
We named them wrong. All right.
Kathleen is trying to communicate with us.
She's communicating.
Oh, who did she name Merle?
There's something in the subtext that we need to figure out.
Help me, please.
She named her sandwich Merle, and then she ate Merle.
Oh, if it was new food, it'd be Merle?
Just
You
typing.
name all your food? Is that
If you
Merle?
turn it sideways, it reveals a whole new
The new
message.
life forms in the refrigerator got named Merle.
Oh.
I got it.
Oh!
It's become self-aware at that point. You can just give it a name and put it on a leash and have it follow you around.
We evolved into a real human being. Maybe not human, but a
We
being.
answer questions about sandwiches a lot longer than about music.
I love
Well, you know,
I love
food is more important.
Okay, I love them.
Move on.
But I love
Sandwiches make the best friends.
Sandwiches are so good. Like, I mean, you can do anything. You can make anything, really, out of a sandwich. You can do any kind of sandwich. I'm sorry. I just love sandwiches.
Who doesn't like sandwiches?
They're the perfect.
Everyone loves
they're
those
perfect.
sandwiches.
I'm sorry, but you're wrong. I mean, it's okay. You're allowed to have your opinion. Really, it's the wrong opinion. But just no confusion.
Everyone's entitled to an opinion, even if it's wrong.
Exactly. That's how you eat it. That's how you're supposed to eat a piece of pizza, right? You take it, fold it in half.
It's a sandwich.
What is that? Thank you.
Just roll it up into a giant burrito and just.
A burrito is just a Mexican.
It's like large pizza rolled up.
Yeah.
Beast mode.
All right, Leslie. I think if we're done talking about pizza, you have a
Okay.
question.
And I have a confession. I don't like sandwiches. Sorry.
That's a question?
It is not. It's a confession. Okay, so I guess so. You guys did a lot of shows last year, and you.
Not like a sandwich.
So I
That's
like
what I was
things
thinking. Like, what is there not to
because
like?
I don't really like bread. I like anything
You don't
in
like
between.
a specific kind of sandwich.
She doesn't like bread.
Bread.
And I've never liked. Well, I like bread. It's not my favorite, and it's like just extra calories you don't need, and so. and I've never liked peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I was a weird kid.
Wait, so if you don't like bread, how do you feel about beer?
I don't like that either.
Do you
Am I- getting like?
do you like wraps or like burritos?
I'll be I do like food. Yes.
See, that is a sandwich.
Light, yeah.
Okay. then yes, I don't like your traditional sandwich.
Do you hate babies too?
Not on sandwiches.
So can I ask my question now?
Yes, you just did.
I feel like this just turned into an interrogation. So, okay, so you guys did a lot of shows this last year, and like at festivals and big venues and small venues. So, which was your favorite show?
Chicago, I think, was favorite for me.
Yeah. San Diego was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like Chicago because I like Flatfoot playing and Troy Nate Allen playing, and it was a good crowd. That was really fun. Glass House was fun too. A lot of those shows were really fun. Actually, Lifelight was cool just because it was really cool. There was a cool breeze coming on us. We were outside.
Really cool.
And yeah, it was just surreal. Big crowd. Yeah.
Nice. Also, in Chicago, Reese actually got the lyrics right to Fistful of Sand.
Yeah, can you please do that again? We talked about it.
We just,
You do that.
we just kind of missed that.
Oh, that's the one?
So the story behind that is some of us, before the show, one of those of us that went to Chicago, we actually wrote out on a big piece of paper the lyrics to Fistful and held it up for Reese to read. It actually worked very well.
You do that for Juggernaut? And
I can do that for Juggernaut. Absolutely.
Just the whole set. Just do the whole set.
The whole set. I'll bring a marquee to the concert, all pre-programmed with all the songs.
If we have everyone in the front row lined up holding a different song, I think it'll
There
work.
you go. There you go.
It could work. It could work. Cue cards. Yes.
That's obvious participation, definitely.
So for those of you that were at multiple shows, what was your favorite show out of the multiple shows you went?
Ooh. Well, for me, it was the Kickstarter show, probably. There was so much anticipation that built up to the moment where y'all were back on stage for the first time. That was pretty cool. Chicago was a good show, just a lot of energy. I felt like the crowd around us was really into it.
Well, you're the moderator. You're not supposed to be talking.
I'm sorry. The moderator's not allowed to be a fan. I'll shut up.
Leslie, you were at a bunch of shows. What's your favorite?
Yeah, so mine would probably be Kickstarter and the New Year's Eve show. Just because I love Castleman's as a venue, and it was just a smaller venue, and that just made it more fun and less rules and anyway, and it's just always, and you're like a lot closer to the stage, and so that's just and I've always been surrounded by a lot of other fans I knew at those shows, so that was fun. And the Kickstarter, just because it was your first show back, and that just, so you guys just had a lot of fun energy there, because I think you guys just looked happy to be back on stage. So, yeah.
I'm jealous of all these West Coast people who have gotten to go to recent shows.
Yeah, really.
Well, my first show.
The last time I went was the end of Here, and I went to that.
I'm on the East Coast. I saw 3.
Oh,
yeah.
See, Iowa is in a really, really bad spot. It's like, hey, all the bands are like, hey, let's go do like 17 shows on the East Coast and maybe like something in Chicago, and then let's just skip like 5 states and go over and have like 20 shows in California, you know?
Okay. So I haven't lived close to any of the shows. I'm in Washington, North Washington, and I made it to 7 shows last year. So.
We'll be up in Washington soon.
Yeah.
Philly.
Des Moines.
When are you coming to Philly?
Yeah.
Where do you want to go to Philly? I'd love to do the Trocadero. I love that thing.
Yeah, the first time I saw you guys was at the Electric Factory. That was, I don't know, 1998, 1999. Got Mania.
We were driving around in our school bus asking people in the neighborhood if they knew where Will Smith had grown up.
Yeah,
it was a rough neighborhood.
That's crazy.
And we always have to drive through Squirrel Hill Tunnel. Squirrel Tunnel.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Philadelphia. It freaks me out every time.
You know about that Squirrel Tunnel?
What, Squirrel Tunnel?
Yeah.
Made that up.
That happened in the dreams that you
Someone
had.
Google that. Come on, you guys are savvy. Look at Squirrel Tunnel in Philadelphia.
Squirrel Tunnel, Philadelphia.
Pittsburgh. Squirrel Tunnel, Pittsburgh. Sorry.
That's Pittsburgh. That's not Philadelphia.
Whatever. Go on. Next question.
All right, next question.
Is it my turn?
That's your turn, Rachel.
Okay. So I guess my question, I don't know, I have so many, but I'll stick with one. So I'm wondering what strange jobs have you guys had in the last 8 or 9 years, or even when you were younger? I'm just wondering if there are any other interesting things you've done besides music.
Yeah. I used to do like temp agency. It was probably like one of my first jobs, and it was kind of when I was trying to figure out what I was wanting to do. And one of the jobs was a letter opener. Like I opened the letters for like a publisher's clearinghouse, and which is terribly repetitive. And they have a quota that you got to do, and so you're sitting at a table and you're just cracking open letters, and you got to unfold them, set them aside, crack it open, unfold it, set it aside, and like it was just nonstop. And like you'd look forward to like when you had to go pee, because like I'm gonna get up and go somewhere else because it sucks. That was the worst job I think I've ever had. Actually, that just was weird. It was annoying. And then the worst job I ever had was I went to in Colorado. I don't know if they have them everywhere else, but it's called Ready Man Labor. and it's basically like homeless guys kind of that are just there to like if you get like a construction job or something to do, they hire a bunch of these guys to go out and like dig ditches and stuff. So I was like, yeah, it's easy work, whatever. So I went and did that and did like half a day, and then I just didn't show up the next day. It was just so terrible.
I had a job working for, what was it, Denver Mattress for a little while, loading mattresses in my trucks. That job sucked. I did it for like 2 days and then I quit. That was probably the worst job I ever had. I used to run rides at Illich's, it's like at Six Flags. That was my favorite job. That job was awesome.
Did you see injuries? Did you see an injury?
No, there was
Your Herbie story.
there was a lot of gnarly things that happened while I was there. Like,
for instance.
Well, it's nothing that
Such
it's all been documented in newspapers, so I'm sure I won't get in trouble talking about it. But it was basically like there was a ride that you know it's not the tilt-a-roll, but it was like what do you call it? It's like spins real fast and kind of stick to the wall, and then
the Gravitron kind of thing.
Oh, the roundup.
Gravitron or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That I was working the ride right next to that, and the Gravitron the arm started to go up, and then it just started to disintegrate. Like the ride just started to come apart. People were like screaming and hanging from the chains. That's a real story. I swear to God that happened. Seriously, that really happened. And then there was a roller coaster. They don't have it anymore. But it was called the Wildcat. And it was what's called an out and back roller coaster. So it's
went out and then back.
Exactly. It was just a big oval. That's all it was. But so anyway, there's two brakes on any roller coaster. There's the front brake and the back brake. Right? So the front brake slows the roller coaster down. No, it's the other way around. The back brake slows the roller coaster down, and the front brake stops. Shut up and tell the story.
Brake stop things.
Right.
So the brake go really fast.
The way that it works is the back brake slows it down enough so that the front brake can stop it all the way. Right. So in order for that to work, you have to have the back brake all the way on. And there was a new girl working the back brake, and she turned the back brake all the way on. And the coaster came into the station and just ran into the coaster that was sitting in station.
Oh.
People got hurt and stuff like that. I don't ride roller coasters anymore. I'm totally done with it. I had an experience at Magic Mountain too on the Viper. It was when Mindy and I were still dating. My wife and I were still dating at the time, and we were playing Magic Mountain. And
that game?
No. We rode the Viper, and we went to hit the first loop, and my seatbelt thingy, the thing that comes over your shoulders, came like loose, like 3 clicks. And I freaked out, and I like grabbed on, and I'm like, I was totally afraid I was going to fall out. I was totally afraid I was going to fall out of the roller coaster. And so when it pulled back into the station, I told the guy, I was like, dude, man, my thing came loose. And he's like, well, how many clicks did it come loose? I was like, 3 times. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's only 3 times.
When it really
Roller coaster again, I'm done.
You spent a lot of time with that.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm the best looking guy in the band, so if people want to listen.
Thank you. I worked at an inbound call center for CompuServe. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That was, I don't have any good stories like, people dangling from amusement park rides. I drove a box truck for a while. Yeah, good stuff.
I worked a lot of jobs that are weird. 7-Eleven and worked for Rhino Stages, so I was a stagehand, and that's okay, except for I have extremely tiny arms and I'm very weak, so most of the jobs I couldn't do.
You were very helpful.
Not very helpful. The first job I had was at Holiday Inn Select, and I did the front desk for Holiday Inn not too long ago. And I quit. I only lasted 2 weeks because you had to wear high heels and makeup and look like the 80s with a big tie thing. And they were supposed to teach me and train me how to do wake-up calls, but they never taught me how to do it right. And
You just yell at people?
no, it was
Yeah, how do you do it?
United pilots were missing their wake-up calls because didn't know how to do it. And then the main reason I quit was you get points if you send people to the Gentlemen's Club, which has done Willie's across the street. And I had told people, you can go there if you want, but it's a strip club. And so I got written up for saying it was a strip club instead of a gentleman's club. So it didn't work out.
I don't have any crazy stories. Probably the worst job that I had was temp job. I was working at this place that we had to print out checks, but they were all on microfilm, and they were like really loud, big machines, so there was no one near you, so you couldn't talk to anyone. All you could do is just listen to music and just work on this machine. It sucked.
You remember when it was like Robbie and like there was these friends of ours, they worked at Baskin Robbins?
We worked
Yeah,
at Baskin
I worked
Robbins.
there, yeah.
That was awesome! You always have free ice cream.
Yeah.
Show up and be like, hey, what do you want? What do you want?
And then they went out of business.
I wonder why.
So I guess that brings up a good question about what's your favorite Baskin Robbins flavor?
World-class chocolate. I think it's white chocolate and milk chocolate.
White chocolate. Why's it gotta be racist with you? Why's it gotta be white?
I'm in an interracial marriage.
Why's it gotta be white? It's white chocolate. Don't touch that black stuff.
Alright, moving on.
Aren't you glad you asked?
Yeah. Brad, you worked there too. Did you have a favorite flavor?
I usually like the peanut butter cup stuff or cookies and cream. I don't know. Nothing exciting.
Nothing.
I see that Tyler Googled
Squirrel Hill
Tunnel
Tunnel that
for us.
exists.
I saw that.
Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is a ways away from me, so I've never seen the Squirrel Hill Tunnel.
Well, it's just on the way, I guess.
It's just on the way. It's like north of Philly. Why would we
It's
ever
on
go
the way, I
to
guess.
Philly?
Tyler, since we're on the topic of you, do you have a question for the band?
I do. Alright, so Five Iron is a Christian band that also has a very, very large secular following. And I've read a couple times quotes from various members of the band saying that in the 90s you felt like you were really only became big because, you know, you were more of the flavor of the month, following them trails of No Doubt and all them. Among the secular and the religious following, which do you individually feel like you identify more with?
I'll answer the first, open the door. I think I identify more with the secular crowd only because most of the shows that I've gone to in my life were in the secular arena. I didn't grow up going to big Christian festivals. I didn't grow up going to any of those Christian shows until I played them as a musician. And so I didn't know that whole scene existed. So playing a lot of the venues that I'd gone to shows at made sense for me. I think also, as a musician, there's something to be said for playing for a crowd that goes there to hear the music more than they go to hear a message. There's good and bad about both, but as a musician, I identify with and appreciate going to a show where people are interested in the music as well as the message. And that being said, would only cheer for a band if they musically had integrity, not just anybody because they appreciate the message. Plus, venues cater towards secular venues cater towards music and live music a lot better than churches. And so if you've seen us at a church, it's kind of a bummer because people are breaking cues. There's not really good sound systems. It's not meant.
Breaking cues.
Have you guys ever smashed guitars and like broken your equipment in like a church?
People broke in. We played in Regina, Saskatchewan.
Where was that again?
Regina, Saskatchewan.
One more time.
And there were about, I don't know, tons of pews got broken, and the pastor was really upset. And we're like, why did you book us at this place? You know what kind of band we are. So, yeah. Anybody else? Brad?
I agree with everything you said. I like the names of a secular club. It's, like she said, it's geared for that energy of the crowd. It's got usually better sound system, not a big echoey gym or church that's made for talking or whatever. It's really made for a band.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about we're consciously this time around trying to play more clubs than churches. I mean, really probably not any churches at all. Mostly because of that reason. It's just a better venue for music and like sound systems typically are just terrible in churches. And I should know because I do sound at church. I did about 5 hours ago, and it just wouldn't be a good venue for us to play.
Also, I think that there's something to be said for a musician being on a stage at a musical venue. Pastors are on stage at churches, and we are not necessarily pastors when we're on stage, and I think that confuses a lot of people. But if you're in the right setting, maybe it makes for better conversation off stage.
There's also a lot of baggage playing in churches too, like they want you to do specific things, and, and they want you to fit into this.
They have their agenda.
They have their agenda that they want to force you into, and the only agenda at a club is you show up and draw your music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they like back in the first time around that we play churches, and sometimes they'd have us they like almost fights would happen backstage where the pastors were like, listen, you need to do an altar call. That's the only reason we brought you in here is to do that. And we're like, that's just not, we don't do that. Like, we're not like, listen, I mean, it's not our, it just felt very forced for us. And for everybody that was in the band, it was like, it seemed like, disingenuous, and it felt better. It was just forced. If there was supposed to be a sensitivity to the spirit, like scheduling things, to me, it seemed like it was like, okay, guys, you better show up between 4:30 and 5 because that's when we're gonna do it. It just seemed weird. So.
Was that where you're getting at, Tyler? Was that where your question covers?
No, actually, I had one more question. This was a little bit more serious. If you could lick any national monument, which national monument? I've asked this to every single famous person I've ever had a conversation with, and I want your take.
It's the least known. Whatever's the least known and people don't visit, and it's out of nature, I'll lick that.
Isn't there like a giant ball of twine somewhere? Yeah. Maybe that's not a national monument, though.
Yeah, what makes it?
That's in.
Can someone put a link to
Minnesota.
national monuments so I can pick? What, Andy?
The Statue of David.
Is that a national monument?
The Washington Monument, huh?
Arm, like on the arm. Part. You guys are dirty, dude. That's not me. That's where your brain went. I didn't say anything about anything.
Biggest ball of twine. There you go.
I grew up 5 miles from that.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice. Dude.
Have you been there?
Is it Idaho?
No, it's in Minnesota.
But have you licked it?
Not a new chance.
Yes, Brandon. Now you have a goal. The next time you're there.
Here's my question: who else have you asked that?
Remedy Drive. I've asked Remedy Drive if you know who they are. I've asked Streetlight Manifesto.
Who we should play with, by the way.
Huh?
I love that band.
We want to play with them.
Really? Dude, that
Sure, we just want to go to the park and
you
play
guys,
with them.
5 Iron, Streetlight, those are my top 2 right there. Don't ask where you place, I'm not gonna answer that.
We just want to play date with them. That's all. Like
That
not
would be awesome. I would fly like 500 miles to see that. That would be
I would fly 500 more.
Us being Paul are not impressed with that.
Yeah.
No, they fly.
I wanted to ask Wes and Jake. I didn't get to ask them. And Incubus. I asked Incubus.
So, what's the best answer so far?
Yeah.
Washington Monument was pretty awesome.
You got the most common answer?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Has anyone said the Statue of David?
No, I got a lot of statues of liberty.
Oh.
National?
What nation are we talking about?
Our nation.
Any other questions?
I didn't hear. What?
The online world or whatever?
No one's watching.
Yeah, there have been questions online. There's been actually quite a few. Here's one. It's from Third World Think Tank. It says Avatar Online. Did y'all have any critics about the band getting back together? And did y'all ever have doubt about the idea of getting back together?
What was the first part?
Did you have any critics about getting back together, and did you have any doubts?
No
My
and
mom
yes.
was a critic.
Lots of doubts.
No and yes, I think.
I didn't have any critics. I think all of our spouses were cool with it, and
Yeah.
maybe your bosses don't like it. I don't know. Everybody's boss cool with it?
My boss is cool with it.
Well, was there ever any like small talk about it? Like, hey, let's make an album. You guys like, it's too soon or whatever. Like, was there ever anything like that going on?
Not specific about the album, but we'd always been kind of playing with the idea, like, do you think we should do it? Is it worthwhile doing? When do you think would be a good time to do it?
Like Reese wanted to get the band back together like 3 years after the band broke up.
As a roper.
Well,
He's like, okay, let's do it.
He didn't ask me.
We
With
did
that horn.
was it like a year or two before we started talking? We actually started writing songs.
Yeah.
It just kind of fell flat and fizzled out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just didn't. I don't know. I don't know. Like the motivation wasn't there or something the first time that we tried it, but.
Magic.
Well, we had barbecues.
Now it's magical.
We had some barbecues, and we like to hang out together, and our kids like each other, and our spouses like each other, and it makes, I don't know, made it easy to be like, yeah, we like being together. So,
yeah.
Works pretty good.
Yeah, for me, I was worried. I mean, I felt like I was friends with everybody and didn't want that to change. So I was a little bit reluctant, like how to step back into that role and, I don't know, have everybody stay friends. And obviously, we're a lot older now and have greater responsibilities. We all have kids and mortgages and all that stuff, so it's kind of hard to find a place for it in our lives. So yeah, I was definitely pretty nervous about the idea at first. It's worked out so far.
I think all of us are happy that you decided to do it.
I think the response has been crazy. The
Yeah.
response still, to me, the fact that we're even doing this, that is crazy. There's 500 people watching. Oh. There's 500 people watching you, Chris. Smile, Chris. Leslie, smile. 500 people.
Yeah, Leslie might turn red if you thought about that.
I don't think I've stopped smiling, so we're good.
Josher, Frenzy.
Josher.
Yay.
All right. Josher asks, having recorded as many songs as you have for the new album, are you going to release any B-sides or rehash some of the songs for a possible future release?
Probably, yeah. We recorded, what, 17?
17.
Reese counts Dark and Stormy.
17 including Dark and Stormy.
So yeah, we'll probably put the best 12 or so on the record, and then we were thinking about maybe an EP a few months later with the first stuff. We're not sure yet though.
Depends on if any of them are hits.
They won't.
I think it's going to be hard, though, to decide. We'll have to vote, I guess, to see which songs we want on the album.
At this point, how many do you have to choose from?
Yeah, 17.
17? Very cool. Abraham Arango on Facebook says, or asks, when do we get them silly songs?
You should play one today. We have them. I heard a weird thing. I heard a weird song.
That's not a silly song. That's like a sad song.
No, it's not. It's awesome. Hey, shut up.
They're working on like spooky house songs.
Spooky house song. What are you even talking about?
What is that weird music you play today?
The Strangled Cat song?
Yeah, it's awesome. And it's called Designer Jeans.
Do you have a favorite silly song that you've written so far?
Bacon.
Bacon's pretty awesome, yeah.
I'm thinking Trombone in the Face. You haven't heard that one yet.
Trombone in the Face is a good one. Yeah.
What's the Happy Birthday one you did?
Happy Birthday, that's a good song.
I thought it was Happy Birthday Awesome.
Yeah, it's called Happy Birthday Awesome. We got some good songs coming up on the silly song there.
What's the one that we did at Josh's house where Mike would say, "Oh, dude"?
We did. Yeah, we
Well,
did
you know
that.
they have a Mexican phrase, "Donde hermano?"
No. Yeah, something.
That was Find Hermano.
Find
the
hermano.
rest of the development.
Anyways. Oh, we don't have an answer for when it'll be done. Sorry. Next.
What? Oh.
We've got a lot of personalized silly songs we have to do, but
We
we
have a lot
are
of
working
personal
on it.
issues to
We've
get
got that too, but we're working on it.
It's from Caleb Seagard. How did the Goofy Songs EP happen in addition to the new album?
Well, it's one of the Kickstarter pledges that. Who came up with it anyway?
I don't know.
We all did.
It was just too late. No, it was just one of those random things late at night that we came up with.
Yeah.
Like we're known for some of those silly songs and stuff, so we figured it kind of fit in with it.
You might have heard of this.
Hey, making music is less expensive than making products. So
That should be the name of the silly song you do.
What?
I never heard of this.
Genevieve asks, does the band think they're musically better now since they're older?
Better than who? We're better than a lot of people.
Do you think you're better, Scott? Do you better at
I mean, I like to think so, but I don't think so. I think that we're better about maybe completing an idea, maybe bringing an idea to fruition.
Noticing crap that we need to cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely better at noticing the crap.
I think recording, we could tell that we were better. I thought
Yeah.
horn
Yeah.
business, we were better
Yeah.
because we practiced a lot. And honestly, it helps having better equipment too. I was going to record and your horn is broken. Having really good equipment makes it better.
Oh no.
Are you better, Andy?
Job. Am I better? Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Now your sound has changed quite a bit. From what I've heard, it's now going to be more like rock with horns, moving away from the ska sound.
It's kind of
Did that happen a long time ago?
Yeah, it kind of continues where we left off. Like that's kind of how the last couple albums were.
I would say Electric Boogaloo is probably the beginning of the new sounds.
Yeah.
So forget it, nothing new.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I mean, but there's a couple of ska songs that we recorded.
It might be.
Whether they
Might
make
be on
it
it.
or
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 2 of the 17 we recorded are ska influenced. But we tried to make them still fit with the overall vibe of the record. Yeah, I wasn't personally interested in making a record as eclectic as some of the previous ones were. I kind of wanted it to be more cohesive from start to finish. But I think that assuming that these two make the record, it would still feel that way.
But you can't say rock with horns. I mean, there's so many bands these days that are rock with horns. You say, what kind of band are you going to go to? A rock with horns band? I'll say whatever I want. Thanks very much.
Yeah. Well, I got that quote from Reese. He had mentioned that on one of the Facebook groups.
He wants it to sound relevant, but we're not. What do we think?
Let's see. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Yes, very much so. So, thanks. This is I want to say thanks to Chris Faison for being awesome. This is in print. Chris, we think you're awesome. Like totally.
Totally awesome.
Totally.
Totally.
So awesome.
Totally, dude.
That was so awesome. That was so awesome.
Yeah, we already covered that. Yeah, we covered. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, that's the producer of the show. Brandon Rosenberg for starting the whole Kickstarter
Thank you, Brandon.
thing. Pretty crazy. I was like branched out. It's pretty nuts.
All your fault.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, seriously, there's like the 500 family that a lot of you guys are involved in. It's
Actual
amazing.
Friendships, connections,
Yeah.
and it's all started from that.
I think the band could bring it tomorrow, and that would still go on. That's pretty cool.
Let's
So,
do it.
Okay, let's forget it.
let's try that. Yeah. And then Paul, thank you very much, Paul. You rock. Like I knew you'd be awesome for the moderator, and you are. So.
Thank you.
Sorry I gave you such a hard time.
Oh, no. We expect it from you, Andy. You behaved yourself a lot better this time around, so I'm happy for that.
You guys think we should do this again sometime, maybe?
Yes.
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 I guess.
Hey, hold on, wait a second. And one more thing before we go.
Can I rewind and take a screenshot of that? Wait, put it back up, let's see it.
Oh,
That's gonna be my desktop.
Don't.
Bye, guys.